Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's summertime and families are having their summer vacations. They're taking their kids throughout the fruited plain in the United States to visit our historical nation. But I bring you sad news. Our federal government has warned Americans that there are parts of America that they should not travel to. It is too dangerous to travel in parts of America because it's just not safe. Here is an example. This sign is erected on Interstate 8 in Arizona. Interstate 8 is an east to west interstate, highly traveled. It's anywhere from 30 to 100 miles north of the Mexican border and about 30 or 60 miles south of Phoenix. There are 12 of these signs posted, and here's what they say. Danger, public warning, travel not recommended. What does that mean? It means the federal government is telling Americans, you can't travel America, it's just too dangerous. We, the federal government, we can't protect you. Don't travel around here. And here are some of the comments on this sign. The first one says, active drug and human smuggling area. What does that mean? That means the drug cartels and the coyotes, those human smugglers, are sneaking their way across the border because it's porous in Arizona, as well as my home state of Texas, and they're bringing in drugs and they're bringing in people, and it's not safe because they don't do that in a very kind and gentle way, the smuggling operation. It goes further. Number 2, visitors may encounter armed criminals and smuggling vehicles traveling at high rates of speed. Ooh, that sounds serious. You mean we can't take the kids down Interstate 8 because they got the drug cartels in their fast vehicles bringing drugs in? Yeah, the federal government, the big federal government says, we can't protect you. Don't come here. Number 3 on this sign, put up by the Bureau of Land Management. Stay away from trash, clothing, backpacks, and abandoned vehicles. You see, when the coyotes bring the people in and the cartels bring in their drugs, they abandon much of their stuff that they bring in. They just throw it down, on our interstates. They also throw it in some of our refuges, and it's just, stay away from that because we don't know what's in all that property. The next one on here, number 4, if you see suspicious activity, don't confront, call 911. Now, I can tell you one thing. You pick up that phone and you call 911, you're not going to get the federal government to answer that phone. Because, see, when you call 911, it's always some local, like the sheriffs of Arizona will call. And what are they supposed to do? Because the federal government doesn't want them enforcing immigration and smuggling laws. They're going to call ICE to come out there. The federal government's already said they can't protect you. So why call 911? That's a useless call. And the last one, it says, the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, encourages visitors to use public lands north of Interstate 8. Because, see, we can't protect you as the federal government. The land south of Interstate 8 that goes all the way to Mexico. Has the federal government ceded that land to Mexico, the drug dealers and the human coyotes? Kind of sounds like it to me. And now what is the federal government's response besides putting up a bunch of these signs saying, don't travel America, don't take your kids across this country because it's not safe, we can't protect you? The federal government has decided to send its lawyers to the courthouse and sue the state of Arizona so they won't enforce and protect their own law. The federal government ought to spend less time sending lawyers to the courthouse and needs to spend a little more time sending the National Guard down on the border to keep people from coming in this country without permission. After all, it is the federal government's responsibility to protect us and let us travel all of our interstate highways, even Interstate 8 in Arizona. And that's just the way it is. I yield back.